Hey friends, Audrey Henley here, and today I'm going to be doing a book review of One Final Vinyl by Savy, so stay tuned. Before I get to the book review, I do want to just put some general good vibes out there. We're all going through a really hard time right now with the COVID-19 pandemic. It sort of feels like 2019 just couldn't let go and it's holding on into 2020. Please rest assured I'm doing fine. I've been working from home and I am safe and healthy and just a little stir crazy at home like everyone. So don't worry about me, and I really hope you're all doing well as well. Yeah, so I just wanted to put that little message out there. Okay, on to the book review. So this is One Final Vinyl by Savy. She's a fellow Authortuber, and when I saw that she was giving out ARCs, I definitely signed up and was like, yes, I would love to receive ARC and read it, and I'm really happy that I did. So, but disclaimer, I did receive a free ARC, and this book I believe is coming out May 10th, so keep an eye out for that. I feel like reviews are most helpful when they're before the book comes out, so you know whether or not to purchase it. In this case, Savy's book is going to be a really great, not lighthearted, but a really nice, heartwarming story in a time that's really stressful for a lot of us. So I think this is definitely a book that should be on your list of books to read if you're stuck at home and are looking for more reading materials. Let's get a bit into why and about the story and all of that. So this is a story about Emma Pelican, and she is a regular teenager, and we start out, like, the first chapter is basically she's having a graduation party and no one's showing up. This old woman Daisy knocks on her door. She wants to go dancing. Emma's like, wrong place, this is my graduation party, and things end up happening where Emma is trying to help her get back home, so they go on a little road trip together. And it's sort of the adventures between these two people who are at very different stages of life. We've got Emma at a crossroads and Daisy, who is an older adult with some memory loss, and they find that they have a lot in common with regards to music. So Emma's kind of an old soul and really likes some classic music, and Daisy kind of grew up when those songs were first coming out. So interesting mesh of characters. So I want to talk about the strengths, I think, in this book. First and most prominent probably is the voice. The voice is really great, it's spot on. The first line of the book is super memorable. I won't spoil it here, but super memorable and fun. And I think this can help you sort of self-select if this is a book you'll like. If you really like voicey, first-person YA, I think you know who you are, and you're going to probably like this book. This is a book for you. And if you don't like that, you also know who you are, and you probably won't pick this book up. But as for me, I've always loved the voicey first-person stories, and so this one really was spot on for me. The voice felt authentic, you know, like a lot of YA protagonists. John Green. The protagonist felt like a little bit more mature for her age, or like she was into cultural stuff that wasn't really of her time, like isn't of the present. But it didn't really bug me that much, and it felt realistic, unlike John Green novels. So the first thing I really like about this book is the voice. And then the second thing I wanted to touch on is the real life representation of the world. I really appreciated. So there are several things that this book addressed that I find a lot of young adult literature does not address. So one is there are parent figures, and they are an important part of the protagonist's life. Even though they don't show up, they aren't actually part of the main thrust of the story, the road trip, Emma thinks about them a lot, which I think is what most teens would do. They think about their parents, and she's at this weird sort of part of her life where she's starting to worry about her parents and think about their needs, which I always find super interesting, and it really fits well with someone who's about to graduate high school. It also represented college, which I find really lacking in YA. A lot of avid readers are going to be interested in college, and the fact that YA doesn't tend to represent that is problematic for sure. Emma, as a high school senior, and her former best friend is at college, away at college, and when she visits her, she finds that she's changed a lot. And that dynamic I really enjoy because so much YA does not even feature college age characters at all. So I really appreciated that. We also have Emma, and she's already decided on a college, which is what, you know, high school seniors are wont to do. She's going to the University of Minnesota, go Gophs. I really like that detail, and she also started to get to know this guy from school who is happening to go to the same college as she is. So all those interesting dynamics of high school seniors, like she actually explores them, which I can't name many books that do that at all, so I really appreciated that. What else? The characters are they felt rounded and diverse. Having one of the most important characters being like a 90-year-old woman is really fun and is not a traditional choice for YA. Adult important characters are super rare in YA in general, unless it's like, I guess you could argue she's a mentor character, but I don't know, it just felt a little different. It was more like a friendship than a mentorship. Talking about memory loss and some things that older adults deal with, I thought she did a really good job of addressing that. So Emma, the main character, there are some hints she might be asexual, and whether or not, I'm sure Savy knows whether or not her character identifies that way, but just the fact that it was kind of written in that way and like acknowledging that we're not all super actually gung-ho about sex, even if we're teens or whatever, I appreciated that representation. I think it's more about the fact that she brought it up rather than whether or not this character really is asexual or not. Like, I don't think the black and whiteness of that is important. I just appreciated that it was a thing that was addressed. So the things I liked about this book are, the two big things are the voice and the representation. What else can I say? The pace was pretty good. It's stream of consciousness. It's sort of like Catcher in the Rye in that way, but even more immediate, and it just keeps you reading. I, stayed up later than I thought I would reading this, and so the pacing was pretty great too. And then what do I want to say about any downsides, because I think every book review should have some, like, just to be balanced. I will say this book is self-published, and I'm someone who works in publishing and production actually. Like, I help with making books look nice and stuff. So that's actually something I tend to care about more as a reader than your average reader. But I will say that I thought the typesetting was pretty good, at least as far as I've seen with self-published books. That's not something a lot of people tend to put their time and investment into. And I thought that the typesetting looked pretty good. I thought the prose was really clean. Like, there were no major grammatical errors. Like, everything felt like a stylistic choice rather than a mistake. But, there were definitely quirks I saw that I wouldn't have seen in a traditionally published book, but I think that's actually not a real detractor for me. And I was overall really impressed by the writing. It's definitely a great story, bar none, and I thought that the overall package of the book, at least as I could see in a PDF, was pretty good as well. Yeah, I don't really give star ratings on books. You might see a 5-star on Goodreads for this, but I don't review. I sometimes talk about 3-star books for me, but I don't actually finish 2-star or 1-star books. Like, I just DNF all the time. Anyway, I have to go. My battery is dying, but I just wanted to say, really loved this book, One Final Vinyl by Savy. Highly suggest you get this for reading during quarantine. Super uplifting and really heartwarming and cute. Just can't recommend enough. And Savy's great, and you should check out our channel. I'll link it down below. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. See you guys next week. Bye.